Hey, what's up everybody? Righteous Gains here. I got another weekly update for you guys. This time I'm just going to stay stationary because I don't know where my microphone is, so it's going to be a crappy sound if I start driving. It might even not be very good right now. I'm going to try to talk a little louder and more clearer so you can hear me good. So, yeah, new weekly update. This week, I weighed myself and I was 198 pounds. At the beginning of the week, I was 199, so I'd gone up 199.8. So I think it was basically, no, that was the last update I gave. So I'm 198 now, and so that puts me, down about 2 pounds, right, from my last weigh-in, which is good because the last weigh-in, I had gone up, right? I got as low as 196, which was awesome, and then I gained like 4 pounds, which is not good. And I know the reason why. I was very lackadaisical with my diet. A lot of stuff was going on, but I just kind of let start. Life will always try to get in its way and stop you from reaching your goals, but you just gotta prioritize your goals enough to the point where you don't let life get in the way. Now, there's certain things which have to come in the way, right? That you should if you want to be a decent human. Family, a job, right? But you got to make sure that you still try to find a way. They don't just give it completely, you still find a way to reach your goals. So anyway, that's where I'm at, 198 pounds, 14.1% body fat, 49.1 or 2% muscle was the other ratings. So yeah, doing okay. I changed up my workout a little bit. So I do pull, push, legs. I'm so happy I made that switch. I feel like I'm pushing my body and making more progress in that way. But what I'm doing now is I'm doing a push, pull, legs, and then I'm doing push, pull, and instead of a third leg day, just because it's not, I want to train legs, I don't want to be the guy who skips legs, but in the end, a lot of my goals, you got to think about your goals, right? And in the end, my goals are calisthenics oriented, right? Now, I also want to get some calisthenic legs goals reached. Like I want to do like a Nordic and a reverse Nordic. However, that Nordic and reverse Nordic are not my main focus right now. I'm really focusing on some of the big ones like muscle up, dips at some point, handstand. My main focus right now there was muscle up and handstand, and handstand push up at some point. So I've kind of like realized, okay, Josh, if you're really serious about this, what are we going to do to change your goals? So I took out a leg day. I'm still doing once a week. But then that what would have been the second leg day, which I do on Saturdays, today being Saturday, I switched it out with a skills day. Because I realized, I've been practicing handstands for a while now, and I feel like I've made no progress, basically. Which is why I also don't post any videos of me doing handstands anymore, because I'm just like, it's the same thing, And every time I do a workout, for the most part, I try to do, like, at the end, like, a couple handstands against the wall. But I'm realizing, first of all, I'm doing it at the end of my workout, so I'm mentally exhausted from all the other exercises I did. Secondly, I'm only doing like 2 or 3 attempts, right? And I realized I really need to get more time practicing and there's a lot of other skills that I've been seeing people suggest, like, okay, if you want to practice, your balance, try doing crow and frog poses, right? So that you don't have to worry about falling and smacking yourself on the ground, but you can still practice that balance. Or, try a forearm handstand to get the balance with your body and get into like alignment in one piece. Or try, like, this is a ton of different things. I'm like, I think that would help out, but I just can't take out too much of I don't want to start taking out too much, like, muscle stuff, because I feel like that's very important to make sure I'm building my strength, because it's also something I feel like is stagnating. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do push pull legs, push pull skills day, and this was my first skills day, and I felt really good. I did a bunch of wall practices, and then I've been realizing, like, part of the problem is that also when I was doing my 2 handstands at the end of each workout, I was doing it like, back to wall. Today I did some back to wall and face to wall, right? I don't do face to wall because, again, I'm mentally exhausted. It's a little bit harder and harder to set up. Back to wall, you just like kick your legs up and, catch yourself, and that's it. But I realized I need to do more face to wall. That's one thing I realized today, is because, like, I was so lazy and tired that I didn't want to try to set up and do a face to wall. But now that I have a skills day, I'm like, you know what? I realize now that's the thing I'm lacking, is I need to do a lot more face to wall, because I don't know how to pull myself away from the wall. You know what I mean? I don't know how to pull my feet towards my head and my hands. You know, I can push them away. That's really easy, but that makes sense because like I have my hands and like, you know, the balance is easier. It's the end of balance where I don't have like anything back here that I'm having a hard time with, and I'm like, oh my gosh, duh, that makes sense. So one thing realized there. And so I got a skills day today, so I did a bunch of I did a couple face to wall handstands, back to wall handstands, and then I started doing some forearm handstands, which felt good. And then I did what else was it? Oh, I did some forearm planches, which I think is good because I'm realizing that, again, it's helping me make that connection, because I think I have a hard time keeping my body in one piece, you know what I mean? And then I also realized so I did some forearm planches, which were really cool, and then I did some frog poses, or crow, I'm not sure what the difference is, but I think it's where you put your knees. I think they were frog poses. So yeah, that's where I've changed it about my workout. Oh, and then I did some like, I don't know, reverse hypers or something like that, where there's a weight on my legs and I straighten it out, and I tried to hold it for time, because that's something else. I think I just need to like be able to hold my body, like my legs. I need to practice that movement, be able to pull my legs towards my head again, you know, because I don't think I have the mind muscle connection to be able to keep my body straight, or I don't know what it is. Anyway, so that's how I'm doing with that. Those are some changes I made. I don't think I have any PRs to mention. I mean, I might, but nothing coming to mind. Anyway, that's pretty much how I'm doing. This week I went to the gym every single day, which is another thing I got to be more honest with myself, is honestly I'm not going every single day. I'm going every week, that's for sure, and I do probably if I'm being really honest with myself, I've probably hit like each workout that I've had like just once a week, instead of the you know, twice a week that like I want to, you know, like, well, the only ones doing twice are pull and push, but even then I was only doing those like once a week. If I'm being really honest with myself, a lot of the weeks I was doing like push, pull, and then the legs, and then like something else came up, or I let an excuse come up, and I went and took care of that stuff, and I didn't do anything else for the rest of the week. So I did every day this week for sure, and I'm gonna try to do better at that, because I think if I really do get the 6 days a week like I planned, I'll be making more progress. So anyway, that's how I'm doing. But yeah, I don't got any message for you guys. I got in this video because I have my AC off to make sure you can hear me well, but it's getting hot. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. God loves you.